What up, what up, what up? Professor Sense here, Lab Science Podcast. For today, I want to do something a little bit different. I've had a couple of weeks to play with the Slate Everything Bundle, and I've become a real big fan of the workflow. So I figured it would be cool to go over a session kind of from scratch and see some of the tools that I've been using a lot. But what makes this video a bit different, unlike other mixing videos where you tend to have pretty high quality recordings done with a pretty high quality microphone for obvious reasons. This is kind of the opposite of that. This is a song that I'm working on, so it's a bit of a demo recording. I guess a bit more polished than a full demo recording. The whole thing was done in an untreated room, recorded with a Shure Beta 58, which is a standard stage microphone, not even a studio mic. And I figured it would be cool for you guys to kind of watch me mixing something that I haven't touched for a lot of reasons. I'm trying to build your confidence up, so hearing me in one of my worst vocal performances should help that quite a bit. But I also think it's important to start to think about mixing sessions and practice sessions that aren't perfect. You know, so many new engineers get in the habit of getting their sessions from Reddit or from somewhere online, and it's a high quality studio multi-track session to practice with. And I think you really pick up a lot more technique and a lot more tricks when you're working with the low quality recording, and you know, you learn the tricks that you use to fix something that wasn't the best recording in the first place, because you're going to get a lot of that if you start to work with other artists, especially as people record at home. So without any further delay, we'll listen to a bit of this verse, and then I'll start to introduce some elements, and we'll start this mix up. So let's play a bit of the verse dry.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat.
All right, so out of the bat, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to want to clean up in this vocal. Dynamics are all over the place. I want to stick with using mainly Slate Digital tools, so I'm not going to bring in some of the other leveling tools that I have. But let's first talk about the order of tools for the vocal chain and introduce them and see how they work. The first thing I want to do with the lead vocal is run a de-esser to get rid of some of those harsh S sounds and those harsh sibilant sounds. And this de-esser that's included in the Slate Digital Bundle, the Eosis, I guess, de-esser is one of my favorites that I've had the chance to work with. I hate de-essing, I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's super necessary, but I always found the interfaces were kind of clunky. This one has a really graphical interface that kind of helps you hone in on the sound a lot, and I'm a fan of that. So let's engage that and start to let it do its magic.
Seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5.
And you can see these brown waveforms, indicate any time one of those harsh S's is being cut. I really enjoy tools that have a visual indicator. You should definitely use your ears all the time, but it's nice having that additional guide when you're working. So especially with de-essing, it kind of lets you decide or gives you a visual cue as to when you should be honing in on those S sounds. So it's really nice to work with. I love this de-esser, really, really dope. Out of the de-esser, I like to run into the virtual tape machine, which I feel adds a lot of harmonics and roundness. I'm actually gonna get rid of, well, just so you guys can see it, I'll keep the spinning
5 reasons.
dials for
Money,
a sec.
money, 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 money. Used to laugh for.
Really cute. Now let's get rid of it so it doesn't destroy any more of our CPU. One cool feature that you'll see in a lot of the Slate plugins, the input and the output are chained by default. And that allows you to kind of crank the input and see what the saturation does. And it'll basically reduce the volume in real time at the same time. And It allows you to play with color without things getting too loud. Great for distortion sounds, actually really fun for vocals. So I'm interested to see how this will sound. I'm going to crank this extremely at some point, but first let's try to get a good basic sound out of the tape machine that I like.
All day, X-rays ain't 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in a stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head.
And like I said, I'm going to crank this input so you can really hear the aggressive nature that you can get out of the saturation. Then I'm going to dial it back to something I like.
5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings.
Clipping.
Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in a stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to...
As a rule of thumb, I try to get the VU dancing in the red a bit here. You're clipping when this little indicator goes off. But I'm really liking this texture that I'm getting here. And another thing to remember, you can run this thing in parallel, especially if you're mixing something like live, and really drive it. I think you get some of those colorful kind of Travis Scott distortion tones out of this thing if you really crank it. And that's cool to get before you add any real effects. So let's just bypass that so you can hear the before and after.
To the head, 5 fumbles to the flesh, beats fumbles with the feds, 5 seasons, 5 reasons, money, 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 used to laugh all day, X-rays ain't fucking funny.
Subtle, but not that subtle actually. The mids really do get a lot more life and it pushes things a bit forward. We haven't even done any real effects yet, so that's cool. I'm going to turn this ad-lib section down, or this ad-lib track down a lot, so we can focus our ears on this. And I should note, I'm soloing this vocal so you can hear it a lot better. I don't recommend mixing that way. Mix with the beat on, mix in context. I'm just doing this so you can really hear the changes that we make here. I know YouTube is going to compress this a lot, so we're trying to compensate a little bit. So I'm going to engage the virtual mix rack. Get that out of bypass. First thing I want to discuss about this tool that I love, it's the layout. Having multiple units laid left and right really makes you think about the big picture in mixing. So instead of really tweaking the EQ for 20 minutes and then going back and tweaking the compressor after that, you go back and forth between your tools a lot more. And I think that's the best way to keep you from getting kind of tied down in the mixing. It's a quicker way to mix. I'm going to put this beat back on. And the first thing I want to load up is the VCC channel. It's a virtual console channel. Just to add some color to the vocal. So let's see what we got here.
Philly futures aren't no 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in a stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. Philly future.
So I think I'm a fan of the Brit 4K. It's an SSL emulation. Those tend to sound great on vocals. I'm actually going to give myself a little bit of headroom via the virtual channel. You can do this with trim, but I like using these input-output sections. Let's do this independently. Bring this back a tad, bring this back a tad.
Yeah, 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash.
Cool, that's got me dancing in the red a little bit. I like that. So first thing I want to do is EQ a bit. We'll click over to our EQs. This is where I want to do some subtractive equalization to get some of the rumble out. And I also want to push some of the mids forward. The FGN is a great EQ for that. So we'll bring that into the chain. I'll keep this muted so you guys can really hear what I'm going to do. But I'm going to bring the beat back in to get this in context. First thing I want you to hear, though, check out how much clarity we get out of this vocal just by bringing up this high end here.
Yeah, 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half.
Wow.
Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math?
Let's do a high pass sweep to get rid of the low rumble, and then we're going to focus those mids.
Yeah, 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings.
Just find a mid
Rings
to
adding
push.
up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. Philly futures aren't always sunny. No trade, okay, fuck me. Doctor Who took all the money when he cut me. What these niggas cut me? Bro, do you know what I'm spending monthly? Me and my dealers the best of buddies. Dead on the waivers and calling in favors, and they calling this 2% lucky. The shit we do over stripes. The shit we do over Nikes. The shit we do over ends. When we get the shit overnight, you never seen any millionaire. Yeah, 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bag.
It's like taking a blanket off of the vocal. It's amazing. I'm going to bring in the FG Stress, which is a distressor clone. I've loved this fucking thing for vocals. I've only been using it for a little bit of time, but it's becoming a quick favorite for anything with a voice for me. Each ratio is very different, responds very different. I find that vocals do really well with the 4-to-1, a 6-to-1, even that 10-to-1. It's an opto compression. Let's just kind of play with this on somewhat aggressive compressing setting, 6-to-1. Because this vocal is up and down and all over the place. So
bags, put his body in. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math?
So I'm going to. This is a faster attack, and you see the gain reduction is too extreme when the attack is that fast. I want to get the transients to pop through, so I'm easing off the attack a bit.
5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. Philly futures aren't always sunny. No trade, okay, fuck me. Doctor Who took all the money when he cut me. What these niggas cut me? Bro, do you know what I'm spending monthly? Me and my dealers the best of buddies. Dead on the waivers and calling in favors, and they calling this 2% lucky. The shit we do over stripes. The shit we do over Nikes. The shit we do over ends.
Love it. Evens up the signal quite a bit. Also adds a bit of bite and aggression to things. I do think we might have room for some more bite and sizzle, but let's hear this with context of the beat.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash.
Bypass this in a
Tackles
second.
adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons.
We haven't even gotten to like reverb and adding space and fullness and depth, but it's already a night and day difference. And again, this is a fucking 58. This is not a studio mic. It's a dynamic in a really untreated room with a lot of slap back. So you can see just a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression. It already goes a long way. Let's start to play with some more of the tools in this collection, though. So I do want to introduce one of my other favorite EQs. It's the custom series, because you can do a lot of cool things with air here. So let's see what we can get out of this.
Money, 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 money. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. Philly futures aren't always sunny. No trade, okay, fuck me. Doctor Who took all the money. When he cut me, what these niggas cut me? Bro, do you know what I'm spending monthly? Me and my dealers the best of buddies. Dead on the waivers and calling in favors, and they calling this 2% lucky.
Love this. We're gonna add a little bit of pre. I was gonna keep this basic, but there's just so many fun things to play with in this collection. It's hard to keep it basic sometimes. The FG76 has a lot of nice color to it, so let's add some saturation. I might switch to another pre depending on what we get out of this, but it's one I tend to start with. So let's see.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in trying maybe the Hollywood one. I do like the sound of that one a lot.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. Philly futures aren't always sunny. No trade, okay, fuck me. Doctor Who took all the money. When he cut me, what these niggas cut me? Bro, do you know what I'm spending monthly?
Last thing
Me
I'll
and my
do
dealers
is add some revival, which is like your overall tone and shaper. I'll get a little bit of shimmer back and a little bit of thickness.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash.
That's our before.
Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat.
After.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds.
Sick. So I like the general tone of that. What I want to do now is route some of this to our plate and long reverbs. I'm going to unmute that. We're going to get, you know what? There's actually a really fun vocal sound that I like in this bad boy. It's a doubled plate.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. Philly futures aren't always sunny. No trade, okay, fuck me. Doctor Who took all the money. When he cut me, what these niggas cut me? Bro, do you know what I'm spending monthly? Me and my dealers the best of buddies. Dead on the waivers and calling in favors, and they calling this 2% lucky. The shit we do over stripes.
That's life.
The shit we do over Nikes.
Now, with this second verb, I'm going to add something a bit longer. And I love the way you can browse reverbs here. I'm going to go to Hall, somewhere around like 2 to 5 seconds. Maybe like a large church. That's going to be my long verb.
The shit we do over ends. When we get the shit overnight. You never seen a millionaire clapping. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math? 5 seasons, 5 rings. Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to bags. Put his body in one stat. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Money, 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 money. Used to laugh all day. X-rays ain't fucking funny. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats.
So again, we're still dealing with the vocal that is done in an untreated room, but I think it's a night and day difference where we've taken this. Let's just play that and we'll bypass some of these sounds and bring them back in so you can hear the AB.
5 seasons, 5 reasons. Every year they taking half. Every year they checking stats. Is the monkey worth the math?
Crazy.
5 seasons, 5 rings.
Ribs back.
Rings adding up to cash. Tackles adding up to cash.
Yes, you're back.
Put his
Take
body in
machines.
with that. 5 seasons, 5 reasons. 5 uh-ohs to the head. 5 fumbles to the flesh. Beats fumbles with the feds.
This is obviously still a mix in progress. Again, we're not really going to have this as a final. But I wanted to show how much versatility and flexibility you have in the Slate Digital collection. It's really fun, man. I haven't had a set of plugins that made me excited about mixing like this one has. And, you know, when you're talking about bedroom producers, bedroom engineers, people just learning the craft like so many of us are, to be able to get this stuff at $15 a month. I mean, it's silly. There's tons of tools in the collection we haven't even discussed yet. We'll probably talk about in future videos. So if there's things that you want to see covered, if there's specific tools that you want to see us break down deeply, hit us up, shoot us a comment, go ahead and subscribe, like the video currently so we know that you're into this kind of thing. And salute to the team at Slate Digital. Keep on making dope products. Professor Sense Lab Science Podcast. For more information like this, subscribe and hit us up at labsciencepodcast.com. Peace.